Is this hot still? Now that I've got my coffee and you've got your tea. On this episode, we're actually going to have a very special guest with us. His name's Cardinal. He is a very gentle and sweet man. He loves the sunshine. He's a bit of a foodie. Cardinal, do you want to say hi? Right, for those of you who didn't get that, that was a sniffing little Staffordshire Terrier cross Kelpie. He's a foster dog we've had for the last month now, and he's just such a sweetheart. It's probably the best thing we've ever done.
Yeah, he's the best,
to be honest. So he's going to join us today. So if you hear any noises, probably him. If you hear any big stretch coming from us, it's probably because he did a big stretch and he's such a good boy. Right, so I guess let's get into it. So today's topic is pretty much just about like the question of what do I do now after you've lost someone? Because when there's someone who's really, really close to you, you kind of don't know what to do with yourself once they're gone. And for a lot of people, that extends on for a really long amount of time. Like I know there are people who have babies, after their parents have died, and they're sort of realizing that, like, fuck, what do I do? Like they don't have their parents to be grandparents, and that can be really difficult. And then there's people who, like myself, were carers and don't really know what to do anymore. And adjusting back to real life is like real fucking weird. So we'll just get into little bits and pieces of that. Now, this is only coming from my perspective. Obviously, in other future episodes, I want to have other people on the show telling their stories, and we're going to get eventually a lot of different perspectives on grief and cancer-related grief, cancer survivors, all that kind of stuff. So we'll just get into it, I guess.
Yeah, so we were brainstorming around the idea of what do I do now, and I think one of the first things that sort of we came up with was probably the biggest thing, how things have changed, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
from everything that's happened. So some positive things, but some obviously not so positive things. And I think one of the first things you mentioned was becoming a homeowner, which was a bit of a silver lining from everything.
Oh, 100%. And that was obviously the biggest change as well, because
Yeah.
I went from like not knowing, like the initial what do I do now when my mum died was where am I going to live? Because I was
Yeah.
living with her, and I obviously gave up my place that I was renting and all that kind of stuff. Had to get rid of my dog, like the whole spiel. And it was like, where am I going to live? What am I going to do? Like I knew obviously. Sorry to interrupt this program. Cardinal's having a drink, so I think we may as well. Yeah, so like we didn't know like where we were going to live. Becoming a homeowner is a big change because, first of all, I live in Sydney. Now, that is something that is extraordinarily unattainable for someone unless you're living at home for 10 years of your adult life, saving every cent you're making. It's fucking like it's brutal here. Do you know what I mean? And I've never been one for savings. Do you know what I mean? I like to live my life. So with my mum's passing, I was able to, purchase a house with a much smaller mortgage than I would have any other time. And I think that made that possible, and that never would have happened. And where we live is beautiful.
Yeah, we're very lucky.
Yeah, it just wouldn't have happened otherwise, and that is really like kind of insane to think about, because I actually don't know where I would have lived. I really don't. Like we would have been renting, or to be honest, we probably would have been renting by the beach, but we would have been broke as fuck. Like it would have been expensive. But
yeah, and with that as well comes like a lack of stability and stuff. At least with having your own place, you have that stability for life.
Yeah, and you don't need to wait for like quarterly or 6 monthly or yearly inspections to have someone tell you whether or not you can stay where you live. Or it depends on like, what happens when the owner of your property wants to sell it and you have to move out. Like that's happened to me in the past.
Yeah, or you can't get a dog, you can't have a dog.
Yeah, permission to paint a wall. Like, mate, how good's our wall? I love this wall that we've painted. It's fucking awesome. Or the wall that we did for mum.
Yeah.
For context, we made when my mum passed away, we took a bunch of like, I guess the most nostalgic items from mum's house that we could have. Like I took the front number of the house off. I took my nameplate off, some little plates me and my brother made when we were kids in preschool, like all that kind of stuff. And we painted a wall purple for mum and then just popped all that sort of stuff up on there. And we've got it like this lovely frame of all your family on there as well.
Yeah,
so that's just
really
become
nice.
A family wall. And like I've never seen something like that in someone's house. That's pretty cool. We couldn't do that if we were renting.
No.
So it's cool. It's like this place is like so us. And I think that's been a really great change and something that I'm never, ever going to take for granted. Like, we're so lucky.
So lucky.
We're so lucky. And the amount of times that I'm just sort of like, when I'm, when we're going for a walk by the water or something and the sunset's beautiful, like I always say out loud, like, thanks, mum.
Yeah.
Because this is just something like she would have she would have been so jealous. She would have been so jealous. Like if she knew that I was living here, like if I could have one phone call with her, come here, bubby boy. Cardi's crying. Is it because you don't own a home? It's because he doesn't own a home.
No, it's because he gets to live here for free. He's buzzing.
He's crying because he's so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I could call mum and be on the phone with her and just like FaceTime her and show her where I live, she'd be like, oh, I want to live there. Like she'd say it like such a little kid as well, and it would just be like, I know she'd be so jealous, man. Like she would love it. I wish she could come in here and say this. Like we've got so much of her stuff around here too, so she would be like so happy to see that. Cardi, what do you reckon? Yeah, that's what I think. So yeah, like being a homeowner was pretty good, but like with that comes a lot of responsibilities, but I don't think they're bad responsibilities. But there has been a big change in terms of responsibilities.
Yeah.
And like, what do I do now? So like I was caring for mum before, and that like obviously as soon as she was gone, I had like literally nothing to look after. I had no responsibility other than myself.
Yeah.
Like, and you obviously, but like you're not something that I need to like look after or feed or like be home for, or like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose that's a big change in itself, isn't it? Going from having all these responsibilities and like a lot of your identity around caring to sort of.
Yeah, like, but even my identity around having a mum.
Yeah.
Because something that like I actually really struggle with and kind of like really fucking hate is that like I feel like now I'm the girl whose mum died. I'm not just, do you know what I mean? Like that, it may not be the case, but internally I have this feeling of this like stigma. Like I fit into this bracket now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just fucking weird. It's so weird. And like going from looking after mum to having nothing, like I've really struggled with that. That was so hard. I actually think that that's why fostering Cardinal was such a good idea. Because for context, I know I said that we foster him, but like this is our first ever foster dog. Like we can't have a dog full time. We travel too much. Like we go back to Ireland every year. We, want to see the world. We can't have a dog. It's just not realistic. But then when we're home, like we're homebodies, and we have so much love to give, and there's this little empty space in our fucking hearts and on our couch and all that kind of stuff. So like fostering him was so good for me as someone who was a carer and then felt completely lost because I had nothing to look after, sorry. I had this big adjustment, and it was for a year. Like we've only just got him for the last month. So really I went a year without having anything to look after, and I still struggle with it.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like I was missing something. I always felt like I was forgetting something.
Yeah, you always say that. You always say, oh, I feel like there's something I have to do, or I'm forgetting something, or I need to call someone.
Especially when we go away for a weekend.
Yeah.
See, when we go away for a weekend, that's when it's the worst. Because like I'll pack my bag and I have this anxiety of, fuck, I need to check my phone. Like what if mum's called me and I haven't answered, or what if she needs something? Like, and it happens still.
Yeah.
Especially when we're away, because then I guess I'm further away from home. So it would be like, fuck, I really need to make sure I'm on my phone in case mum needs me for something. But like, or in case I need to go home, in case something bad's happened, because that's happened. She broke her wrist, broke her leg. Like she was a fucking hot mess, my mum. It was really, really difficult. And then like that affected my relationships heaps as well, which obviously like I touched on in the last episode. Yeah, a lot changed. Like now, in terms of like, what do I do now? I can't even reach back out to the people that I used to be close to, because that ship has sailed now. So now I need to form new friendships. It's really hard to do as an adult.
Yeah.
No one really talks about that. Like that's really hard to do as an adult. Big yawn, Cardi. I'm just going to say that again. No one. He wants to yawn every time. He a little bastard.
He thinks all you're bored. You're so bored.
Do you know what, guys? I'm just going to leave it in. But yeah, like it's just tough, but I have been quite lucky in that sense. The people that I talk to are really, really good people, and they understand. They understand what it's like. So that's been really nice. So that in itself has been a really massive negative and a positive at the same time, to be honest. But it is very conflicting. There's like the first time we met with one of the girls, I was like terrified and couldn't go by myself. But like
No,
now
I
it's sweet.
know exactly. You've got yourself to a point now where your confidence is a bit more, and
Mm.
you are able to meet her by yourself, and it's grand, and you come
Yeah,
back
100%.
and like have had a good time, and
Yeah. Whereas before, like, but and the thing though that I will say is like I actually did tell her as well that I said, can I bring my partner? Like I'm a bit anxious
yeah,
to come alone, and she was so sweet with it. Like,
yeah,
and that was really nice. And there is something on that as well, though. There's the good thing about having like mates that are people who understand grief is they have the sense of humor
yeah,
that comes along with grief.
mm-hmm.
Like me and my brother, like, because you get a darker sense of humor, you make jokes about your dead parent.
Yeah, I think I think the first time maybe I heard you make a joke like that, I was like, oh, I don't really know what to do. I don't know, like whether to laugh or I don't know. I think it was just about like what.
I know, but do you know what? It is also really funny.
You
Like
have to, don't
like
you?
some of the jokes are really fucking funny. Like I was at I can't remember like exactly, but I know that the joke was about planking. So like I'm pretty sure it was like my brother was telling me a story about some dude who was talking about how long his mum could do a plank for or something. And I was like, oh, I said to Stuart, oh, my mum's been planking for 14 months.
Oh,
and he
Jesus.
looked at me and fucking laughed heaps. And he was like, I fucking said that. I fucking said that. He was like,
Yeah, even though I'm like, oh my god.
yeah, you're covering your face. Like you look like you could go red. But like it's funny. It's funny. If you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. And do you know what? My godmother, Auntie Margaret, she tells me that all the time. She said, if you're not gonna laugh, you're gonna cry. So just you gotta keep laughing.
Yeah.
You have to. Like I'm not gonna be like, haha, mum's dead. That's so funny. But like when there's a funny joke that comes out of it, like my mum's done a 14-month plank.
Oh, Jesus.
You gotta say it.
Yeah.
You have to say it. Like this girl that I work with, I used to like make jokes like that at work all the time. And she was like, bro, you're so unhinged. I'm like, what, man? Like, it's just funny.
It's a way of coping, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's making light of a bad situation.
Yeah.
It really is. It's no, in my mind, and I guess it's different for me because it's like, it's me. I'm not on the receiving end of it, not knowing what to say because I don't want to hurt someone, or not knowing if I should laugh because I don't want to hurt someone, or like, it is funny, but it's shocking. So you don't want to laugh. I get it.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's no different than being at someone's like wake and telling funny stories about them and laughing in an inappropriate situation. It's no different. Like or saying like a funny something in a eulogy and then everyone in the church laughed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like about how mum used to fucking turn off the game and ground us when we played Mario Party if we ever stole her stars. Like it's funny. But you shouldn't be saying
Did
that in a
she ground
eulogy.
you for real?
Yeah. But nah.
How do you feel how? No, how do you feel how?
How do you feel how?
Do you feel like your perspective has changed on things a lot since everything's happened? Like generally, like about life?
Do you reckon mine has?
I would say that from my perspective, you've little tolerance for other people, and I mean that in a positive way, in terms of like if someone's just like being horrible or whatever, like you're now very quick to like cut them off and just be like whatever. Before, I feel like, I don't know, maybe you would have tolerated things that you didn't deserve, do you know what I mean, or wasn't good for you.
Yeah, I'm happy to walk away from things now.
Yeah.
I never was before. And I think that, I don't know how this ties into it, but it actually does. Like my self-worth has gone up a lot.
Yeah.
In seeing other people's behavior, but also realizing that I am half of my mum.
Yeah.
And loving her so much that I know that who I am is who she raised.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm a good person. I know that I'm caring. I know that I'm kind. And I know that I'm someone who's worth having around.
Yeah.
Whereas people have never treated me like that in my past. And I've always sort of, been like seeking them out and trying to get them to like see that I'm worth something.
Yeah.
And like this happening now, like losing all my friends, especially at work, which really sucked because that wouldn't like really hurt. Like losing all of my friendships, like I've sort of gone, do you know what, I'm going to take a step back here and just go, that's where you are. This is where I'm at. If you can't meet me where I'm at, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not like, for lack of a better term, so desperate for relationships to be successful, like in terms of friendships and stuff like that. Like it's just, it is what it is and people are who they are until they're not.
Yeah.
And people change. And unfortunately, what I've gone through and what a lot of listeners probably have gone through themselves is like, you really realize that people can be really disappointing. People can be really, really disappointing. And like your perspective changes a lot. Like you were saying something about What was it on the Facebook group?
Oh yeah, we tried to do this yesterday and ended up losing all the podcasts.
Yeah.
We were like
So-
trying to claw it back.
Yeah, we've actually done this exact podcast yesterday. Not exactly, it's actually ended up completely different, but we've done the same episode yesterday and my microphone was off. So
Yeah.
we're back here again. But yeah, you were saying something about on that Motherless
Oh
Daughters
yeah, I
Australia
saw
page.
on that page, obviously, it was like, I don't know, it was just popping up on my phone or whatever, but it was all these people that were talking about having these massive life changes after loss. So like people were like leaving their husbands or like leaving long-term relationships or like going back to uni, being a more mature student and all that sort of stuff. And I just thought it was like really, what would you say, really good? Maybe really good, like a real positive thing that people are now starting to sort of realize what they want for themselves and their life because they know obviously that it's so short.
Yeah, because like you sort of get to this point where you go, here's where I'm at in my life, where I want to be, and are the people in my life who I actually want around me. You know, you sort of realize that there is an end and you're not just going to be here forever just constantly like doing things because that's how it feels. You forget that like
You forget that
you don't think about it really ever until you go through something like this, and then you think about it a lot.
and take it for granted.
Yeah, like, but you really do think about it a lot. Sometimes a little too much. What do I do now in terms of, okay, let's hit back to the, what do I do now? What do I do now when I have a little niggle in my back and I think that it's cancer every time?
Yeah.
What do I do now when I have a headache and I think I have a brain tumor?
Mm-hmm.
It's so unreasonable, but you get health anxiety, don't you? Like, it's so bad when you witness death that closely. Like, for me anyway, like I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of everything, and I'm scared of everyone I know dying. I have this thing of like, I'm so aware, like, what am I going to do if I wake up, or like when my phone rings, what if someone I know got in a car accident and died? Or what if the older people in my life have a heart attack? Or the younger people? What if, you know, I get another call that someone else has cancer? All these things roll and roll and roll and roll through my head constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your perspective in so many different ways really does change.
Do you feel like you avoid certain things or avoid certain places, doing things?
The only thing that I've avoided is like music.
Mm-hmm.
I know that not everyone's like this, but I feel like in terms of on the spectrum, this is the way that I've gone. I've gone to the heavy end of the spectrum where like I try intentionally to make sure that I'm not avoiding things. The only thing that I've ever really like avoided and sometimes passed through or skipped is Mum's funeral song.
Yeah.
Never Here Comes the Sun, but Always Take It to the Limit by the Eagles. However, going to therapy is something that's actually really helped me with that, because I was talking to Jo about it, my therapist, and she was saying like, your mum picked that song for a reason. She's obviously very, very connected to that song and really, really loved that song. And I never really thought about that. To me, it's just a sad song that was at my mum's funeral. I never registered the fact that like that's a song that mum picked for herself. That one she picked for herself.
Yeah.
Here Comes the Sun, me and Stuart picked for her, but that one she picked for herself. So it's like, I don't want to skip through this. I want to love it the way that she did and more, because what it meant to her, it means even more to me. And I want to not be scared of that. So like now it comes on shuffle and I'll listen to it and I'll sing it. And like, yeah, I'll cry sometimes, but sometimes I'm just like, this is a fucking good song. And sometimes it makes me feel really passionate, because like the lyrics in that song are basically about like always pushing things to the limit, like always like living life to the fullest. And like that's something mum really wanted from her life, and something that she tried to do and put into her existence. But then she obviously ended up having kids and it didn't end up that way for her. What mum's given me in terms of like being a homeowner and that security and all that kind of stuff, that's given me the ability to do a lot of things with my life. She's given me a big head start. That song sort of ties into my life in that respect too, because every time I travel, I think about mum. Every time. And I'm like, I'm doing this for her. Like, of course I'm doing it for me, but I'm doing it for her. And like, because you don't know what happens when people die, you can only theorize as like so up to so much, that as much as your brain can sort of comprehend. The best thing I can come up with to think of, if there is no spirits, if there is no like afterlife, if there is no this, that, whatever, which I do believe that there is. I do believe in like spirituality and existence and souls going on and stuff like that. I do. But you also don't know. And the not knowing is enough to throw. It's not a faith. It's a, yeah, I think that's the likelihood, but I don't know what it is. It'd be an infinite amount of possibilities. So I don't know. But in saying that, like I said, I do believe in it, but something that I know is true is that I am 50% her, which means 50% of me is her, which means as long as I'm alive, she's still here in me.
Yeah.
I'm being very Lion King right now. It's kind of giving Mufasa. So like whenever I do stuff, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm doing this for her. Maybe somehow she's experiencing this too. Maybe she's with me. I don't know. But like, so I really, really try not to avoid stuff, and I really try to live my life to the fullest. And this is all of this sort of rant that I'm going on now is just connected to her funeral song, really. In terms of avoidance, that's the only thing I've ever really tried to avoid. Anything that I'm scared of, I intentionally force myself to do because I don't ever want to run away from the memory of my mum.
Yeah. One of the other things is, I suppose, just different traditions. Know that things are different.
Birthdays is a hard one, but as an adult, it's a bit easier. Do you know what I mean? I can imagine for like kids under the age of like 15, 16, even, do you know what, kids under the age of 20, because most of the time you are sort of still at home at that age, and you may still have family traditions of having birthdays at someone's house or having all the family around. We weren't really like that. Like I would always have a birthday dinner at mum's, not necessarily on my birthday, because as an adult, like you do things with your friends and stuff like that, and you sort of get away from that, which kind of sucks now that I think about it. But birthdays is like, I mean, I've only had one since she's been gone, and it was really good because you took me to Vanuatu. You couldn't be spewing. Do you know what I mean? Like it was fun. We got to hang out with Dommy, our driver, and all the beautiful people at that hotel that were working there. Like it was mad. It was such
so
a nice experience. But like in terms of holidays, that's hard because Christmas is good. I enjoy Christmas now, but this is a very new thing for me. I've never spent Christmas with someone else's family.
Yeah.
And
that must be like weird in itself.
It's so weird. And like knowing that my only like remaining family is in another country, like in Australia while we're in Ireland, it's just fucking so strange. That was strange and really difficult. Like I had to take myself to the bathroom like quite a few times to just cry and be like, what the fuck? What is going on? And just hearing like laughter and then walking back out to all this happiness, and everyone's like so happy to like see me walk in the room, and I'm like, oh, like this is my future now. It's not a bad feeling. Like
I don't know, sometimes I feel like that's when I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know any reason.
Yeah.
And I'm in a different country.
Literally. Yeah, it was just weird. Like that side of things is hard. Like, and then we were home for Easter, and you were heaps upset because I didn't realize that Easter was like such a big thing, like big like Christmas.
And Easter away from home and
so far from home. You couldn't even go next weekend if you wanted to, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have the same traditions and this and that, and I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah. And like obviously like we spent it with my brother, and like everyone there is so tight, and I'm not in with that. Like I'm close with Stuart and Eliza and the kids, but not like anyone else. And I feel like fuck, it's so quiet without my mum. Like I say, every single time we have a family event, like a big where there's both sides of the family in there, it's like just so much quieter. Like there's not as much laughter. That kind of sucks. But then in terms of like big life events, the anxiety of getting married, which is the most exciting thing ever. Like I'm so pumped about it. And we talk about this all the time. Like when we get married, my mum's not going to be there. And that heavily falls into the category of what do I do now? Because what do you do? Like when you're raised by a single parent, you always thought she would be the one to walk you down the aisle if you ever got married. You've fallen in love with a girl from Ireland. So like obviously we're going to get married there because I have like only my brother and my godmother. We like that's where it makes sense to get married. And then it's like it's just going to be such a bittersweet thing, and it's like what do I even do? Like I'm not going to not get married. I want to get married so bad. Like I can't wait to marry you. I'm fucking so excited.
Yeah.
I'm really so excited. It just sucks that I have this pending sadness now because obviously like my mum's not going to be there. It's going to be in a different country, so I don't know who is going to come on my side. It's just without mum, if mum was there, it would be so different. I wouldn't even care. Because she's not there, it makes me feel alone, and then we're in another country and it's going to be just really hard. What are you even supposed to do with that? How do you get married without your mum?
Yeah.
Especially when she was your only parent. Like I'm not saying my dad wasn't supportive. Like now we have a really good relationship and I love him a lot, but I want my mum there.
Yeah.
So it's like hard.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just shit.
And then it's hard as well because of like not even being able to tell her it's happening. It's not only that she's not going to be there, it's that she doesn't even know. The thing is, like, I'm still really lucky. Like, I've got your family. I didn't know people could be so kind and welcoming. Do you know what I mean? Like, they actually make me feel like I'm part of your family and not an extension of it.
This is what they always say, and like what my mom always says, and she wouldn't be like, not that she wouldn't be the friendliest, like my mom is really friendly, but she's also very like, she just doesn't say stuff for the sake of it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or to make people feel good or feel better. So she kind of said, even on the phone the other day, like sometimes when she's sad and she misses us, she'll look at like the video from Christmas Day and just think like, oh, like, how have you not been here the whole time? And like,
Yeah.
you just fit right in. And it's like, oh, you just should have been here the whole time. Or like, we can't remember you not being here sort of thing.
Yeah. It's really nice. It is really nice. And that like their love makes the fear of like the sadness so much better.
Mm.
Like it really does.
Yeah, no, definitely, because they want you to be all right. Yeah, so obviously you've got the support and love of my family, but what kind of new habits do you feel like you had to form since your mom's passed?
I'll tell you honestly, the main one is calling my godmother.
Yeah,
Like every single day when I'd finish work, I would call my mum every day without fail. The second I hopped in the car, I'll call my mum. That I sometimes still accidentally do. And then it's like the number you've called is disconnected. And it's like, oh, like the fucking gut wrenching feeling when that happens. But yeah, like one of the new habits is like I call my godmother now. And like if I ever have, like I do at the moment, time off work and I've got nothing to do, like rather than going to my mum's house and going and laying out in the backyard with Coco and like her under the veranda and us just chatting while I'm laying on the grass sort of thing, like instead of doing that, I'll go hang out at my brother's butcher shop. That's become a new habit now.
Mhm.
That's become like a new thing now.
Do you feel like yous have got closer?
Me and my brother and me and my godmother.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. Me and Amar have especially gotten really, really close,
Mhm.
which has been like the fucking biggest blessing. Like we were never not close, but
Yeah.
like we definitely didn't speak every day.
Yeah,
It would kind of be like, oh, hi, if one of us rang. Whereas now it's like, hello. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just,
expected. Sort
yeah,
of, yeah,
like if we don't hear from each other, we kind of go, oh, I better call.
yeah,
Like every
Mhm.
day. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's new traditions and stuff like that. Like we were saying, like Christmas and stuff like that is like, I wouldn't really say it's a new habit, but it's a new tradition. Like going to Ireland, new tradition.
yeah.
We were thinking of starting a Christmas in July in Australia.
Mhm.
So there's that. And then just the other thing is therapy, really. That's the only thing that it's like not necessarily a habit, but it's a constant. I need to be doing that
Yeah,
now every like fortnight or 3 weeks sort of thing at the
yeah. Do you honestly
least.
think it's helped?
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I started it sooner.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful that I'm doing it now and like she's helping me form some new habits because she's trying to get me more in touch with, the part of myself that I've lost, which is that person who would go out and lay out in the sun and, be on the grass and be barefoot and like weed the garden and all that kind of stuff. I don't have that ability anymore because I don't have mum's house.
Yeah.
It's different.
Mm.
Like laying out in the sun at the beach or laying out the sun at a park, it's not the same as being in mum's house in a backyard under the mango tree with the sounds of fucking magpies in the tree behind and like the light sound of planes because we're not necessarily under a flight path, but like kind of just the sound of summer in mum's backyard. That it doesn't sound like that anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, she's trying to help me form new habits of like going downstairs and grounding myself in the morning. So like going downstairs barefoot rather than with shoes on, just so I can feel grounded. Because my mum was very much like that. She was like earthy person, like loved being outside, all that kind of stuff. So like trying to get back in touch with that, that's a new habit. Trying to make sure I'm going out for walks, trying to make sure that I'm at least getting some sunshine and sitting on the balcony and being amongst plants and stuff like that to reconnect with that part of myself. I never would have really like, I would have thought, oh, this is something nice to do and it makes me feel good, but I never would have thought that like that's something that I necessarily like need to do. I didn't realize how important it was.
Mm-hmm. So essentially what you're saying is for what I do now is get a dog, go to therapy and go outside.
Yeah, pretty much. That's actually pretty much exactly it. I guess that really is the best advice I could give you. Get a therapist, get a dog, and get the fuck outdoors. But honestly, fostering was the biggest thing I can highly recommend. Not that anyone's asking for my advice, but here it is. Get a fucking foster dog or a cat if you're a cat person.
Yeah.
And if you're not a cat person but you get a cat, get some Zyrtec. You'd be sweet.
Yeah.
And then when the feelings of hay fever come on, you could tell it to fuck off. And in terms of traditions and new habits, I think we should end the podcast the way that we normally do with 1, 2, 3. Fuck off. Excuse me.